We've reached the final quarter pole of the USL Championship season. A lot still to be determined in the Western Conference playoff race tonight. A match with massive postseason implications. San Antonio FC welcoming in OKC Energy FC. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome upstairs to the broadcast booth with my partner, Matt Barnes. I'm Dan Weiss. It's great to have you with us. Well, when we last spoke, San Antonio FC was wrapping up a 5-1 victory over New Mexico United, their largest win ever in USL Championship play, and had moved up to 8th in the Western Conference table above the playoff line for the first time since March. But after back-to-back empty results on the road, Matt, San Antonio has dropped back below the playoff line.
Dan, it's really tough to stay in the hunt this time of year when you lose back-to-back matches, but what's really important about tonight is not letting OKC get 6 points out ahead of them. Big match for San Antonio.
And you see OKC Energy sitting right now 10th in the table, occupying that last playoff spot. Now, earlier this week, the USL Championship announced the player of the month for the month of August. We're a little biased. Christian Pirano was outstanding. 5 goals, 3 assists. He ends up losing the award to Solomon Asante of Phoenix, but not because of what Christian Pirano didn't certainly do here in the month of August.
I think all you have to do is look at these side-by-side stats and understand that he really did deserve it. Having said that, Asante is arguably the best player in the league, and when your team wins 19 in a row, look, you're going to get some love.
Asante is probably going to win league MVP. He's also likely to win the Golden Boot race. He's got 21 goals on the season. Pirano's had a fantastic year. Matt, San Antonio FC needs a big win tonight against OKC Energy FC. How do they get it done?
Look, they're just going to have to come together at this point. They've been doing well at home. They need to get everybody on the same page tonight. They need to battle, understanding that the season's on the line for them.
Well, Christian Pirano will hopefully look to lead the charge for San Antonio's FC attack to a victory tonight against OKC Energy FC's second and final meeting in a match that could determine whether one of these teams goes to the playoffs and one of them goes home by the middle of October. We'll have our starting 11 and kick when we return.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Oh God.
Oh no. For all your car's Big O knows, there's always a Big O yes. Save $100 on sets of 4 Big O brand tires, plus get $50 by mail-in rebate with the Big O credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It all started at one family night in Dumfries, Virginia. Family night is for everybody. It's a time for families to do crafts together.
The kids just love going to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Being the single mom and getting everybody ready, it was tough. We would get there a little bit late, like on the tail end of it. Helen saw that I was having trouble getting them to Chick-fil-A for the family night on time and actually got it extended another hour. Noticing things like that, I never really told her how much she affected me, but she did.
Love you.
Move.
Two American icons are joining forces for a collaboration a century in the making. Budweiser and Jim Beam introduce the Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager, a rich lager aged on Jim Beam bourbon barrel staves with hints of vanilla and caramel rye, followed by a deliciously smooth finish.
Gritty, tough, and virtually indestructible. Toyota trucks were made to withstand anything your weekend might throw at them. Hurry into the Toyota Tailgate event for a great deal on all of your favorite Toyota trucks that were built for weekend fun.
During the Toyota Tailgate event, get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2019 Tacoma. Toyota, let's go places.
San Antonio FC Soccer is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. And we welcome you back to Toyota Field. San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC about to kick off. We'll take a look at the starting 11s for both sides. We're visiting Energy FC, 9 wins, 9 losses, 10 draws. See a familiar name on that list, Omar Gordon. playing outside of the midfield, had 6 goals in 35 games with San Antonio FC over the course of a season and a half. For San Antonio FC tonight, a couple of changes in their starting 11, and that's because Jack Barmby and Mo Hernandez both out of tonight's match, serving 1-game suspensions respectively for card accumulation. Rafa Castillo will make his first start this season in USL Championship. It is his first start in USL Championship going back to May 12th of 2018. And there you see the 39-year-old, the ageless wonder, Rafa Castillo, in his 21st pro season. He has played in more games with San Antonio FC than any player in club history. 11 goals in 65 matches. And Matt, I'm sure he is fired up to be out on the pitch here tonight.
Yeah, the fans are fired up too. When they announced him, this crowd got a little bit noisier. So he's a fan favorite, he's a veteran, and they're going to have to count on him tonight to do his part.
Rafa last played in the Open Cup on May 29th, has not played in a league match since April 26th, and has not played in more than 45 minutes in a league match this season. He did play in all 90 minutes in the Open Cup loss against Austin Bold back on the 29th of May. We are underway. San Antonio FC in their home black kits trimmed in red and white. And OKC Energy FC in their away white kits trimmed in green and blue. As Matt Cardoni will get rid of it from his end line. San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC, one of the most peculiar of rivalries in USL Championship. This is the 10th all-time meeting between these clubs. 7 of the previous 9 meetings have been played to a draw. Each team has won once. San Antonio has never beaten OKC Energy here. OKC has never beaten San Antonio at home. And Energy has never scored more than 1 goal in any of the previous 9 matches against San Antonio FC. So if you're joining us expecting a run-and-gun shootout tonight, you might be disappointed.
Dan, you never know, though. This season has thrown some twists and turns at us, so I'm hoping for a multi-goal match tonight.
San Antonio coming off a 1-0 loss at league-leading Phoenix Rising on Saturday night. That was their 18th consecutive victory. Then they pocketed their 19th earlier this week against Orange County. And OKC Energy coming off a rare home loss, 3-1 last Saturday night at Taft Stadium against New Mexico United, who they are sitting even at 37 points as we begin week number 28 of the USL Championship campaign. There's a ball into the box, and Cody Lorendi snag it away from Frank Lopez. Cody Lorendi, 31 years of age. This is his 4th season with OKC Energy FC. Talk about a guy who's dealt with a lot of adversity in his career. We'll get back to that in a moment. Christian Isley getting forward. And the first touch out wide of the right side for Omar Gordon. Back to Mikhail Williams will play it back. And going back to Lorendi, it's a guy who suffered lacerated kidney back in 2013, missed a majority of the season, then suffered a horrific knee injury in Reno in the regular season a couple of years ago in September. That prevented him from playing in OKC's run to the Western Conference Finals. That included, of course, the victory over San Antonio FC in the semis and the victory that was decided in penalties. CJ Cochran, who was playing in net in that run for OKC Energy that season. But Cody Lorendi has been a staple for Energy. This is his 92nd all-time match in USL play. San Antonio will keep this alive on the touchline as Brian Gomez get on the end of this service across the field. Gomez plays it awry of goal over frame. San Antonio, though, happy to be back here at home, Matt, where they have on an impressive 7 wins against 5 draws and 2 losses in 14 matches this year.
That's right. San Antonio's tough to beat at home, and they've been playing really well at home. We got a nice crowd here tonight, and the game's up tempo from the start. I like it. Both teams are pressing a little bit. Oklahoma's stepping up and pressing them in the defensive third, and San Antonio's doing well moving the ball around tonight.
OKC Energy, 9 wins, 9 losses, 10 draws. On what they believe is arguably one of their more talented teams that they've had in the history of the franchise. A lot of Major League Soccer experience, over 700 games of Major League Soccer experience, and over 200 games of international experience from all ends of the pitch, from the back line with Atiba Harris, their captain, and up top with one of the best number 9s in the game, Deshaun Brown. There's Frank Lopez turning inside the area. Out to Rafa Castillo. Gives it a go from there, and it's off the head of the defender and will result in the first corner of the match for San Antonio FC.
And here you can see Rafa getting involved in the game early. He puts it out on his preferred left foot, and he gets it off his foot well. And this is good for San Antonio. They've already got him involved. He's connected on a couple passes and now has a shot that created a corner kick. So this is exactly what Darren and the staff want to see tonight, is getting him involved early.
In the absence of Jack Barnby on these set pieces, Walter Restrepo will take it here. Right-footed in-swinger into the first corner of the match. This one comes very deep. It's settled back inside at the top of the 6-yard box before headed out of danger. And on the counter-attack, here comes OKC Energy FC as Omar Gordon makes the run upfield. Cardoni came out to challenge, and stepping in front there was Michael LaHood of Omar Gordon to direct that ball out of play. Look at Omar Gordon now in his 9th pro season, 27 years of age, 5 caps with the Jamaican national team, and a really vital part of San Antonio FC's offense. You go back to that end of that 2017 season, Matt, when San Antonio made the USL Cup playoffs. He was a big part of their attack out wide.
He sure was, and he's still playing well. And you can see there, they're just keeping it simple, trying to play the ball out into space for him. And LaHood did a really good job getting across that ball and getting it out of bounds. But he's a handful.
He earned Player of the Week honors back in the 4th week of the regular season. Gordon this year with 5 goals in 28 appearances. Mikhail Williams went back to the middle of the park, one of those international veterans, native of Trinidad and Tobago, 29 years of age. Switch the play over to Omar Gordon as he runs here on Ebi Akan, and Akan defends well there and takes it off the feet of Gordon and backpedaling towards that byline, and he's able to keep it alive, puts it off Rafa Castillo, but a throw certainly better than a corner in this situation. Isley will get forward to take it. Christian Isley played last season in Sacramento. He's got 5 goals this year as well. They've got great scoring from Deshaun Brown up top with 12 goals on the season, but really good secondary scoring from guys like Gordon and Isley. A lot of weapons up top for Stephen Cook in his 2nd season with Energy, and this will return into a goal kick. Stephen Cook last year saw an OKC Energy club that finished 12, 15, and 7, 43 points, 10th in the West. Did not qualify. And this year he's got them right now on the bubble. If the season ended this week, OKC Energy would be back in the postseason. San Antonio FC would not. But only 3 points are separating these teams coming into week 28. And San Antonio has a game in hand over Energy too, making tonight's result even that much more important. Performance the Friday before in Tacoma, where they fell 5-1, their worst loss of the season, as Deshaun Brown makes the turn around Josh Yar and then slips past Rafa Castillo. Trying to pass it across there to Jonathan Brown, and that was defended away. And San Antonio FC back on the counter here with Pekka. Castillo looking in Frank Lopez's direction. Lopez onto the end of it, makes the turn. And getting back there defensively is Callum Ross. Good holding midfielder here for this Energy squad. Here's Pirano. Pirano heading towards the middle of the park now. Will play it as Ebi Akan gets forward here on the left flank. Walter Restrepo leads the club, 5 assists on the season. Pirano with a giveaway and then a hard foul on Isley. And Pirano will get the first talking from tonight's center referee Ismir Pekmik. He's working with Diego Blas, Matt Trotter, and Gerald Flores.
Yeah, Pirano sets this ball, doesn't set it back well, and just chops him down when he knows he made a mistake and had to catch him somehow, so he caught him from the back.
Pirano, 7 goals in 26 appearances, 3 assists. He's played in all of but one of San Antonio FC's USL matches this season. It was the loss in Tacoma. Pirano did not play in. Pirano, we saw he hurt himself, I think, towards the end of that New Mexico game. And you wonder if perhaps maybe that was what was bothering him, turning forward to the game on a quick turnaround in Tacoma on the Friday night instead of the normal Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. He was clearly in some discomfort after that game, Dan. So I wasn't surprised that I thought he might come off the bench, or, I wasn't surprised that he didn't play.
Here is Pirano, and that night against New Mexico was about as fun a night as you could watch. 2 goals, 2 assists, the best individual performance in the history of San Antonio FC for any player.
You know, we've kept talking about this kid all year, but man, he's got to be up there as arguably the best signing San Antonio's made. He's just so inspiring and so young. He's got such a bright future ahead of him. I just think it was a fantastic signing from Tim Holt and Darren Powell and the whole crew. And don't forget, this guy was he wasn't a transfer. He came in on the preseason and earned his spot. And you just don't see that as much as you used to. Just really exciting kid.
Well, so much harder at this level too now, with a lot of teams connected with Major League Soccer, and Major League Soccer making those signings and drafting players and putting them down here at the USL level, and it therefore eliminates more of those spots for players to come in on trial to get a legitimate opportunity and then to be able to stick.
Yeah, I mean, how many kids in this league have come in to try out for a team and end up being the the player of the week twice? Probably nobody.
Well, he's had 2 giveaways here right now in the first couple of minutes, so we're talking him up here. And you wonder if San Antonio FC, they might be a little jittery here tonight. They know the significance of this match for them as they come down the stretch. 7 matches remaining in the season, and after tonight, 4 out of their final 6 are on the road. It's an arduous schedule. Their next home game is going to come off the stretch of 3 games at the end of 9 days. As Pirano will make the turn upfield. It's Frank Lopez. Pirano has to volley it along to the top of the 18-yard box, defended away by Callum Ross, and Jonathan Brown is there to play it as he works it back to his fullback, Kyle Hyland. Jonathan Brown, Kyle Hyland are the only 2 energy players remaining from that squad that defeated San Antonio FC 2 years ago in 2017 in the USL Cup playoffs. Just goes to show you about the turnover that goes on in this league year in and year out.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. And look, San Antonio might be a little bit jittery tonight because there's a couple changes. And when you take Barmby out of the lineup, it really does affect things. He's so good night in and night out. He's so steady. And when you get him the ball, he's going to maintain it. He's got a really high connection rate. And, they're going to miss him a little bit.
Barmby is their leader in chances, 63 on the season. And it's a good touch from Walter Restrepo. Pirano along now with Gomez at the end of it, getting forward. Here's Pirano in the area, slips it across. Rafa Castillo has done it. San Antonio FC is up 1. Welcome back, Rafa Castillo.
The wily old veteran has done it. Awesome.
A great find across the face of goal, and Rafa Castillo pockets his 12th goal all time for San Antonio FC. A big smile on that 39-year-old face right now.
San Antonio FC goal scored by number 16, Rafa Castillo, in the 12th minute. San Antonio FC 1, OKC Energy FC 0.
Rafa Castillo is making his first start in USL Championship play since May the 12th of last season, almost a year and a half in between starts. But his soccer IQ is off the charts, Matt. Always puts himself in the right spot. And even at 39, still delivers a great ball off his right foot.
Yeah, I'm still smiling. Everybody here is so happy for him. And again, here's the replay, and it's coming off Pirano again. He finds these little spaces. He finds pockets.
A collision there between Matt Cardoni and the attacking player. I believe that's Jonathan Brown. Collided there with Cardoni on the attack upfield. And it is Brown who's back to his feet and is okay. The play was immediately blown dead.
Yeah, and here's the replay on the collision, and the last guy you want to be smacking into on this field's Cardoni. And they both take it pretty hard.
And a foul here on San Antonio FC. By the way, Matt, that's now the 10th goal for SAFC this year in the first quarter hour of the match. They continue this season to make a theme of striking early and getting out on their front foot, particularly here at home.
Yeah, dream start. I'll say it again. It's just an incredible start for him. Back to what I was saying earlier is Pirano, you know, he did a really good job on that goal, finding those little pockets and getting the ball across the face of the goal. He really created that.
Javon Watson is looking in Omar Gordon's direction. That's defended away. For San Antonio FC, that is the 13th time this year they've scored the opening goal. They are 8-1-3 in those respective matches. Feet taken out underneath Gomez by Atiba Harris. Longtime veteran, now in his 17th pro season from St. Kitts and Nevis. The 34-year-old is the captain of their national team. He's played in 275 games in Major League Soccer. He's played in over 60 appearances for his national club. Small islands, of course, out in the Caribbean. San Antonio FC has certainly seen their share of players that have come from those areas. Atiba Harris, very good center back, part again of this veteran OKC crew.
So much talent in the Caribbean, Dan, and I had a chance to coach the Turks national team through the Gold Cup cycle last year, and just amazed every time we play how much talent's in the Caribbean.
San Antonio FC one up off of Rafa Castillo's first this season, his 12th goal all time with San Antonio FC.
Rafa's definitely feeling it tonight. I don't know if you noticed, but he just intercepted 2 passes right after he scores the goal. He's getting it done on both sides of the ball tonight.
Deco will return it to Kai Green. Michael LaHood to Josh Yarrow. Yarrow. He begins the night tied with Atiba Harris in USL play in terms of clearances. Both have 114 on the season. Kai Green looking in Brian Gomez's direction and a little bit out of Gomez's reach. And Cody Lorendi is there to play it. Lorendi is the USL leader in saves. He has made 89 of them this year. This OKC team will certainly give up their fair share of opportunities to the opposition, as we saw already on the goal by Castillo, but Lorendi is one of the best, as is his counterpart on the other side, Matt Cardoni.
Sure is. Almost 100 games under his belt in the USL as well. That says a lot. Veteran goalkeeper.
Omar Gordon next to his old coach, Darren Powell. Darren very encouraged about the performance last Saturday night in Phoenix despite the result. And I think that was really probably the biggest thing, especially after what was a disappointing performance the week prior in Tacoma. You want to see how your group responds the following week, and there were a lot of people who felt that despite the loss, San Antonio FC outplayed Phoenix. Should have gotten at least a point out of it. Just another one of those classic Solomon Asante goals late in the match. And when you win now 19 in a row, Matt, you get things that have to fall your way. And that's what's been going on for Phoenix this year.
Yeah, it's just a team brimming with confidence. But look, at the end of the day, you know, San Antonio had won, scored 5 goals at home, and they go give up 5 on the road the very next game. They needed to have a game where they got their confidence back, I felt. And they did that out in the desert. Despite losing, they played very well. In fact, they created more chances and had more shots on goal than any other match in the season. So there's a lot of good things to take out of that.
Lopez shrugs off the defender. Now he's got Lorendi out of position. Tough angle. Lorendi will get back in goal. And then the trailer, Rafa Castillo, will get on the end of that delivery from Frank Lopez, rather, at the end. San Antonio will keep possession here with the throw. Frank Lopez tied for 10th in the USL with 11 goals on the season. He has 5 goals in his 9 appearances since coming over to San Antonio FC. Off the edge of his foot to Rafa Castillo. The return ball just a little bit too past Frank Lopez, but a good idea. And both players applaud the thought from one another.
Frank's already got several touches on the ball in some good spaces tonight. So that's good for San Antonio. In 20 minutes, he's touched the ball several times. He's moving around well. Could be a good night for him.
Harris, he'll get forward. Switching the play as he puts it out wide. Jonathan Brown trying to run it down, unsuccessful. Energy will play in a 4-2-3-1 formation with Brown out wide along with Gordon. Isley will play in the number 10 spot and Deshaun Brown in the number 9 spot. That's how Steve Cook's club will line up. And like San Antonio FC, they don't have a lot of players on their bench. Their depth is certainly one area where it might hurt them as we get down the final few matches of the regular season. San Antonio FC is in a somewhat similar position to, especially tonight in the absence of Jack Barmby and Mo Hernandez. But as you think about injuries right now, to Bradford Jamieson, who's out with an injury. And doesn't include, of course, Leroy Magarushi, who's been out with an injury as well. Ethan Bryant, who we did not touch on the last game, has left the club to go to Belgium. Billy Forbes was released from the club last week. And so they're sitting right now on low numbers to the point where Ryan Rashandle, the assistant coach, is lined up in the starting or in the available 18 tonight for San Antonio FC.
I waited for Darren to call me all week. I'm ready to go, but I did not get the call, Dan.
Rashandle may have scored one of the biggest goals in San Antonio FC history. Isley puts it into the box. Jonathan Brown off the end of it there, but the clearance by SAFC's Evia Khan.
Yeah, not too many times at the professional level you're going to see, both benches tonight. OKC's only got 4 players on the bench, and San Antonio's 1 player short. So neither team has a full bench tonight.
Energy's been dealing with some injuries to their back end. Nicholas Taravel and Amer Shashiavaric are both out of action because of injuries tonight. They also have a couple of players that are on international duty, including Alvin Jones and Josh Garcia, are playing at the international level right now too. So San Antonio FC, the club that they're seeing on the field, likely club they'll see for the full 90 minutes tonight. Pirano. Restrepo. And along that touch line here now as he'll approach in, puts it into the direction of Frank Lopez. That's defended out. And a throw for SAFC here in the 23rd minute. Again, it's Pirano. This time concedes possession. Deshaun Brown will settle. We'll work it out wide. Javon Watson. Looking in Omar Gordon's direction. The ball never reaches him. Yarrow will take it. San Antonio FC in a good spot here, up a goal early. Pekka. Again out wide, Walter Restrepo. Pirano makes the run. Restrepo, Frank Lopez clips it over the top, and Pirano gave up on the run and allowed Cody Lorendi to come up with the ball. And Gordon is slowed up in the midfield there by Evia Khan. This is an OKC Energy team, despite the fact that they've been outshot 133-108 this season. They are scoring their share of goals, 42 on the season, and it has them tied for 15th in the USL. They've given up now 44 after the goal conceded to Rafa Castillo. San Antonio, that goal by Castillo, they're 46th already this season. A majority of those have been coming in the second half of the season. As SAFC's attack has really opened up basically since the beginning of July.
OKC's been pretty proficient in front of the net, so that's probably the reason they're still in the playoff hunt.
One of the areas where Energy is not very good, and is a stark contrast to San Antonio FC, they don't like to play with the ball very much. Only 46% possession coming into tonight is amongst the lowest in the USL. Their passing accuracy, 74%, is tied for 33rd in the USL. This goes against an SAFC team that loves to play with the ball, 53% possession for the season. And a passing accuracy of almost 82%, that is tied for 3rd as well in the USL. So different styles of play at both ends.
Yeah, for sure. Just a contrast of styles. And, OKC plays a little bit more direct.
And we've seen that with those balls being boomed out of the back line upfield, looking in the direction of players like Omar Gordon and Jonathan Brown out wide. Now it's San Antonio's turn with the ball up a goal here, as we are set to cross into the 26th minute of this first half at Toyota Field. Along with Matt Barnes, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us tonight. These clubs separated by 3 points in the table, but by 3 standing places. OKC Energy sitting 10th, San Antonio sitting 13th. Off the turnover, Pirano finds Frank Lopez, and Lopez makes it 2! Frank Lopez with his 6th goal in 10 matches with San Antonio FC, and the home side is ahead 2 goals in 26 minutes.
Dan, I could see it coming earlier. He's moving well tonight. He's getting in great positions. And guess who sets up the goal for the second time? Pirano lays it into the box. Frank comes across the box, slots it into the back of the net. 2-0 San Antonio.
Frank Lopez gets his 12th goal this season. He has now compiled 25 goals in 52 career USL matches. And a dream start at home for San Antonio FC. In a match where they really need all 3 points tonight. They get ahead 2 goals here against the visitors from north of the Red River. An errant giveaway in the midfield by OKC Energy FC. And we're talking about when you don't play well with the ball, that's what happens.
Yeah, and they clearly try to play a little bit more low-risk soccer, and it didn't work out that time. But man, Dan, what a great finish by Frank there. He just just a great run across the center back, and he hits it first time underneath the keeper. Really like that goal.
It's the second time all time that SAFC has scored 2 goals against Energy. And again, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Energy has never scored more than 1 goal against SAFC in any of the previous 9 meetings. And SAFC has never beaten OKC here at home. So one of those results is going to change here by the end of the night. And hopefully it'll be the latter for SAFC, up 2 goals here in the 28th minute. Christian Ibiaga. He's the older brother of Sebastian Ibiaga, now playing with NYCFC and the former Defender of the Year for San Antonio back in 2017. Christian, also graduate of Duke University, 29 years of age. This is his 2nd season with OKC Energy FC. His 53rd appearance with the Greens. As you look at Matt Cardone, he's started all but 1 match this season for San Antonio FC. Tonight is his 59th appearance in league play. With the 26-year-old native from San Antonio, graduate of Trinity. Pirano, 2 assists already. Looking for more here as he gets forward to the edge of the 18, now inside the box before he runs into the wall of the Energy defense. Good challenge from Frank Lopez coming back. Rafa Castillo will put it out wide here to Walter Restrepo. Kai Green will track this one down over by the far touchline. Michael LaHood and Restrepo now. Pekka switching the play over here to Walter Restrepo now on the left side. Restrepo touches off Rafa Castillo. Learns San Antonio's 2nd quarter.
Fans are really digging Rafa tonight. Every time he gets around the ball, he's getting the love.
Restrepo over the ball here. delivers a low delivery, and that's headed out of the box. Omar Gordon will get to it. Jonathan Brown down to the right side here, running along with Omar Gordon. Gordon will play it off the hip there of Jonathan Brown, and initially playing the advantage was OKC, and Gordon fouled behind the play and will result in a free kick opportunity here. His energy will move quickly. Isley checking his options here. Moves it back to Gordon. Gordon. And Isley. Well, the one thing SAFC has done a good job here is marking up Deshaun Brown so far, as they now get it in his direction, and again, that's defended in front. It's going to be a good battle tonight between Deshaun Brown and Josh Yarrow. And right now, Yarrow is winning that battle because Brown's been pretty quiet here through the first 30 minutes tonight.
I also like the job Akan's doing. They keep throwing the ball down their right side. He just keeps, matching it. He's got off to a really good start tonight, Ebby has. It's a real good start for him.
Frank Lopez with a foul on Atiba Harris. A free kick opportunity here for Energy. This is Jonathan Brown's area of specialty, and he'll come over. And even though it's on his offside here on the right side, he'll take the free kick. As OKC Energy will line up 6 at the top of the 18-yard box here. Here's Brown, whips a low ball to the top of the box. For a moment, looked like it went off the hand of either an Energy player or a SFC player next to them, but we play on. Cheeky little play there from Pirano. Good recovery by Atiba Harris. It stays in play for Brian Gomez. And Pirano will get to the end of it there. He's taken off the ball by Harris. No foul. And then Rafa Castillo with a foul on Javon Watson. And we'll slow the play up here, and Rafa gets a word from Izmir Pekmik.
Here's a replay. We'll see if he gets into him. No, it looks like a clean tackle to me. He came around the outside of him, got the ball. Fans didn't like it. Ref got it right.
Callum Ross, Mikhail Williams. Ibiaga over to Highland. Errant ball from Gordon looking in Isley's direction, and San Antonio FC will grab possession. Akan. The hood, Yarrow. This is sometimes where SAFC gets a little too cute in terms of their ball control, as they try to integrate everyone from their back line off that 3-4-3 formation, but they'll get it forward here eventually. No damage done there. Michael LaHood. Brian Gomez. A challenge there from Omar Gordon, and a throw awarded to San Antonio.
Omar Gordon is putting a shift in tonight, man. He's just been a menace out there. He's running his tail off and tackling all over the place, running forward when they need him. He's really getting after it tonight.
Well, as the calendar turns from August to September, one of the beauties of the end of summer is that we get to sunset a little bit earlier each and every day. Game time temperature at kickoff tonight, 92 degrees. Low humidity, dew points in the 50s. A light breeze out of the south-southeast, 7 miles an hour. It's almost fall soccer weather.
Almost. I got off the plane today from London, and I get in here. I think, maybe it's cooled off. No, it was 100.
Lopez getting forward, eludes the defense, and at the last moment, Atiba Harris got a piece of it to give San Antonio their third corner already here in the first half. Rafa Castillo will go over to take it by the far stick. Castillo's goal in the 12th minute opening the scoring, and then Frank Lopez at the 26th minute doubling San Antonio's lead here, 2-0 in the 35th minute over the visitors from Oklahoma City. Separated by 3 points in the Western Conference table beginning tonight. 7 matches remaining, including this one for SAFC. Good delivery for Castillo, headed down by Atiba Harris. Out to Restrepo, his take was blocked. Restrepo off the woodwork there, going up top as he hits the crossbar on the second take. Castillo keeps it moving, and a yellow. Believed to Jonathan Brown here for the challenge outside the box.
Brown or Watson, I couldn't tell there.
A yellow card caution has been assessed to Oklahoma City FC number 23.
And it is Javon Watson, you're right. You're in the 36th minute with a caution.
Here's Rafa's corner kick. Restrepo tries to hit that first time, and then, boy, really unfortunate not to put that away. He does really well getting that ball into the right corner there.
You're right, there was the foul out to the edge of the box there.
Yeah.
A little bit of a late call,
yeah,
but the correct one nonetheless.
You have to like this spot for Rafa. This is what he loves. This is what the crowd loves. It's his spot, and you know he can do some damage from here. So excited to see what happens. And Dan, look, this is 10 minutes left in the first half. This is where SAFC needs to finish games off. Either get that third goal or make sure they don't give up a goal late going into the locker room. So an important 10 minutes here for SAFC.
Rafa's over the ball there along with Walter Restrepo here, as they specifically mark off where eventually this will be. And Izmir Pekmik will walk off 10 yards and back OKC's wall up a little bit, and really now I'll give Rafa a real good look at this one straight away.
Yeah, that's a healthy 10.
Castillo, just over goal.
Rafa takes a crack at it, getting over that wall, trying to dip the ball down. It's tough to do that. He just doesn't miss it by much, but clears the bar by a foot or so.
What a half he's had.
Yeah, fantastic.
Talk about a guy who has not played since May in any match. Still comes out, trains every day. And there have been several matches. I mean, we're talking not even not playing. There have been several matches he's not even in the 18. And he comes up tonight with a huge first goal. He's been as involved as we always see Rafa is when he's out on the field, and has really given this club a spark tonight along with Christian Pirano.
Yeah, he sure has. What a great choice by the staff tonight, putting him in, and you couldn't have asked for a better buzz in this crowd after he scored the opening goal, Dan. It's perfect.
Pirano now has got 5 assists on the season to go along with his 7 goals. That gives him 19 total points. That puts him 1 up on Jack Barmby. If you don't include what Frank Lopez has done from his time in LA, as Restrepo puts this into the box before it's taken away by Energy, Christian Pirano is the club's leading scorer in terms of goals and assists. It's Mikhail Williams who went down behind the play here for Energy. You know, San Antonio has possession, and even though Williams is down, and Gomez will get rid of it here, as Williams underneath Walter Restrepo will bring him up.
I think Restrepo was saying he got his knee into his hip there a little bit. Big man looks to be okay.
So Energy will return the ball to San Antonio. After San Antonio did the sportsmanlike thing by playing out of bounds to allow Cale Williams to get to his feet. Here's Yarrow. Kai Green. Gomez. Nice little return ball there from Pirano as Gomez makes the run. As he attacks on Jonathan Brown getting back. Pirano. Pirano will switch the play over. Rafa Castillo will settle. Back to Abiakan. Again, good possession, good build-up for San Antonio here as they get to the final third. Pekka coming onto the ball now here, back with Restrepo. Restrepo. Slide tackle in there ahead of Rafa Castillo, and it'll be Castillo gets called for the foul here. Javon Watson. He stares down Rafa as he walks back upfield. Closing in on halftime at Toyota Field, the home side up 2 goals. Rafa Castillo in the 12th minute, Frank Lopez his 12th goal of the season in the 26th minute. And the way Energy is playing, Matt, almost kind of playing into San Antonio's hands, forcing them really to try to build up some possession out of the back, not allowing those vertical balls to really find the runners there. That one gets off of Jonathan Brown. Will end up being a throw. This works in their favor this time, but you got to give credit to the way San Antonio's shape has stayed true here tonight. Hasn't allowed Energy to do very much with it.
No, they've done a good job. That back three again tonight's just doing another workman effort. All the long balls they're dealing with pretty easily. They're just playing really well together, those back three.
Cardoni parries that one out. First take there by Jonathan Brown is blocked by Castillo. And a clearance back upfield. Christian Ibiaga first to it. Mikhail Williams. Watson. Isley. The challenge from Castillo and a throw for Energy. But to your point, critical final 3 minutes here of this first half. As Watson plays it off Pekka. You don't want to allow Energy to grab any momentum here heading into the locker room at halftime.
No, they need to seal it off. Play smart for the last few minutes. Make sure no opportunities are given up here and go into the locker room with a 2-goal lead.
Lopez takes it off Watson. Steele. Pekka made the defender miss. And a foul. And Jonathan Brown against Rafa Castillo. I mean, the way Rafa's playing tonight, it looks like he could go the full 90. He hasn't played a lot, but you wonder how Darren will certainly manage him as this match moves along into the second half.
He's just smart, even right there. That's just a savvy little, put his body in the right spot, took the foul, slow rolled it, getting up. He's just a smart player.
Energy thought that was a good challenge. Instead, the foul called on Ibiaga. And Ibiaga served a caution here in the 44th minute.
Rafa's really just going to – he's old enough and experienced enough just to manage. He knows how to manage his own legs, right? So they're up 2-0. He needs to pick and choose his spots to work forward. And he's being really smart about it. He's moving the ball around. He's been very good in possession tonight. And I think he can manage himself through 90 minutes tonight, which is really impressive. But he's getting the job done.
A yellow card caution has been assessed to OKC Energy FC number 5, Christian Ibiaga.
Pekka. Lopez. Back from Pekka. Looking inside the area, takes a deflection. Jonathan Brown will clear it into the stands in section 122. And a throw for Energy here, as we'll have just 1 minute of added time here at the end of the first half.
There will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time into the first half.
But a well-played first 45 minutes for San Antonio FC. Once again, out on the front foot here at home, doing it early in the first quarter hour. They're up 2 goals right now. Restrepo. Off of Lopez. Energy will get possession out of the box. Isley. Zubiaga plays forward. Jonathan Brown. Omar Gordon. And what likely will be the final possession for Energy of this half here. It's cleared out there by Pekka coming back. Energy will need to move quickly here in these closing seconds of added time. And they will not be able to do anything more after that throw. And an excellent first 45 minutes for San Antonio FC. Frank Lopez, his 6th goal in 10 matches with San Antonio FC, following up the effort from Rafa Castillo, who scored in the 12th minute in his first start in USL play since May of last year. It's 2-0 San Antonio FC over OKC Energy FC. Halftime here at Toyota Field on this Saturday.
Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
It's only a short drive from home.
Over 3,300 slots, poker, and live bingo.
I come for the drinks.
It's a great place to celebrate.
Come and play.
Give us your tired, your greasy, your huddled masses yearning to be recycled, the wretched refuse of your teeming plates. Give us the left behind and the tossed aside. And we'll turn them into cleaner burning, low carbon, renewable fuel. Diamond Green Diesel from Valero, America's largest producer of renewable diesel.
Taking care of our patients is our primary goal, but taking care of our employees is just as important. I'm Laura Paredes. I work with Hill Country Paint Associates. We definitely get great benefits at a great price with SWBC PEO. They handle our payroll, our 401k, our workers' comp, our unemployment, anything HR related. They're just pros. They're great at what they do. Our business is pain management. I do not want to be an HR professional.
With H-E-B Curbside and Delivery, we shop how you shop, so you get exactly what you want. We thump how you thump. We squeeze how you squeeze. We pick and sort and choose from our outstanding meat and produce, just how you would if you were here. But instead, you can be there. We do all the heavy lifting, and it's ready when you want it. It's never been easier to shop H-E-B. Get free next-day curbside and delivery now through October 1st at H-E-B.
Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
It's only a short drive from home.
Over 3,300 slots, poker, and live bingo.
I come for the drinks.
It's a great place to celebrate.
Come and play.
Solomon Asante does it again. Mr. Reliable from the spot. Asante does it again.
As Asante steals it and just puts it into the back of the net.
Santa Costa. The attempt at an amazing goal! And maybe a goal of the year candidate from Rodrigo da Costa. This side as well.
It's a good point. Let's wait and see if they do.
As Kamara absolutely flies past Tete for pace. Here's Kamara! And a brilliant save from Cody Mizell. Mohamed Kamara is causing problems.
Mikey Rowe now. Rowe takes it on and it's in! What a strike! And Tormenta, they strike first! Ontivero. Silva will have a hit! Oh, good save by Majimadu. Torre will shoot. Oh. He will score. Javon Torre. Let's just say that you walked in. Oh, something. Something's got it. Oh my goodness. Lubin, what a save. Outstanding individual effort. They stand together.
Being on a team is about being prepared, knowing exactly what part you play, and doing it. Being focused, letting years of determination and skill be at the forefront. Because in the end, there is only one goal in mind, the outcome. That's how great teams operate, and it's all based on trust. That's why these two teams came together.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis, the San Antonio lawyer that's here for you. Some of you might be watching this game injured after a terrible accident. Did you suffer broken bones or have to have surgery? I want you to know that Davis Law Firm is here for you. And if you call us and you need us, we'll come to you during this game. And then we'll fight for justice and demand the cash settlement you deserve. Call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. Now, before we go back to the game, don't forget, there's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Oh, God.
Oh no. For all your car's Big O knows, there's always a Big O yes. Save $100 on sets of 4 Big O brand tires, plus get $50 by mail-in rebate with the Big O credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It all started at one family night in Dumfries, Virginia. Family night is for everybody. It's a time for families to do crafts together.
The kids just love going to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Being the single mom and getting everybody ready, it was tough. We would get there a little bit late, like on the tail end of it. Helen saw that I was having trouble getting them to Chick-fil-A for the family night on time and actually got it extended another hour. Noticing things like that, I never really told her how much she affected me, but she did.
Love you.
Move. Move.
Halftime at Toyota Field, San Antonio FC up 2 over the visitors from Oklahoma City. And San Antonio FC off to a dream start in this match as we welcome you back upstairs in the broadcast booth. My partner Matt Barnes, I'm Dan Weiss. It's great to have you with us. Rafa Castillo has not seen the field since May 29th in an Open Cup match, hasn't seen USL play since April, and all he does is deliver the first goal of the night in the opening quarter hour.
Yeah, unbelievable. I got the chills when he scored the goal. All the fans are going crazy. He can't do anything wrong tonight, and it's magic.
And for San Antonio FC getting out to a 2-goal lead against a club who they're chasing in this USL Western Conference playoff race right now. And right now, at least, they've set the table for a good finish and a good result here this evening.
They have, and Steve Cook's got to go figure out the Pirano problem right now, because Pirano is just tearing up the field tonight. The back line's not stepping up and pressuring him. The double pivot's not accounting for him, so he's finding these little pockets and really affecting the game, not by scoring goals, but by setting them up tonight.
Let's take a look at the highlights here from the first half for San Antonio FC and all the home side with the attack here in the first half. Here's the opening goal. A great service across the face by Pirano, and there's Castillo at the end of it. Rafa with his 12th goal all-time with San Antonio FC, and a beauty as it was there.
Right onto that left foot where he wants it.
And San Antonio FC gets the benefit of a turnover from Energy, and Frank Lopez, all he does is score bangers here lately, is 6th in 10 matches with San Antonio FC since coming over.
He sure does, and this is a great goal, the run across the back line, and he puts it away at the first touch.
And for San Antonio FC, they've improved on their attack. They've now got 47 goals on the season. And Matt, we said these were two clubs that had contrasting styles. SAFC likes to play with the ball. Energy likes to play vertical. San Antonio, as you'll see here from the stats in just a second, are really doing it once again in terms of the possession tonight, where they've dominated that department, and they've really taken any semblance of Energy's attack away from them in that first half.
They have, and we've seen some stats like this before. What's really important that San Antonio comes out in the second half and keeps their foot on the gas pedal. They got to go find that third goal tonight.
Well, San Antonio's been in this position before. We've seen them against RGV, where they had a 2-goal lead, let that one slip away, and then they went out and played New Mexico, had that 2-goal lead, same situation, then came out and dominated 3 goals in the second half. So we've seen it on both sides, and that's kind of been what's plagued SAFC, consistently inconsistent. And look at their record, you're not really sure what you're going to end up with at the end of the night, the way the games have gone this year.
Yeah, don't know what to expect, but I know what they're talking about
Sure.
at halftime. So I know what the game plan's going to be. They're not going to sit in. They need to get out, keep pressing. If that's what they're going to have to do to make this playoff run. You might as well get used to it now. Darren's got those guys going in the locker room. Hope to see them come out and score that third goal.
We'll see what happens. Second half coming up. Take a break. More in our halftime here coming up from Toyota Field after this. SAFC up 2-0 over OKC Energy tonight.
Two American icons are joining forces for a collaboration a century in the making. Budweiser and Jim Beam introduce the Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager, a rich lager aged on Jim Beam bourbon barrel staves with hints of vanilla and caramel rye, followed by a deliciously smooth finish.
With HEB Curbside and Delivery, we shop how you shop, so you get exactly what you want. We thump how you thump. We squeeze how you squeeze. We pick and sort and choose from our outstanding meat and produce, just how you would if you were here. But instead, you can be there. We do all the heavy lifting, and it's ready when you want it. It's never been easier to shop HEB. Get free next-day curbside and delivery now through October 1st at HEB.
San Antonio FC Soccer is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. We welcome you back to Toyota Field. San Antonio FC after 45 minutes up 2-0 over OKC Energy FC. And if you missed how it unfolded in that first 45 minutes for San Antonio FC, you missed some wondrous play on the attack for San Antonio from both sides of the coin, from the ageless wonder Rafa Castillo and then the 20-year-old Christian Pirano hooking up right here. Castillo getting on the end of it to give SAFC a 1-0 lead in the 12th minute. Pirano, one of his 2 assists in that first half as he finds the 39-year-old Castillo for the goal. And then Pirano off the turnover will this time get it to Frank Lopez, who gets his 12th goal of the season and 6th goal in 10 matches since joining San Antonio FC on loan from LA Galaxy 2. That came in the 26th minute, and that put SAFC up 2. And Matt, when we talk about Christian Pirano and what he has done in the month of August alone, those are his numbers from August. He's got 2 more assists here tonight, but this is really something special that's going on with this kid here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I just cannot get over the fact that it's his first full professional season. I mean, he's just been spectacular and just getting better and better. What I like about it tonight, Dan, is you can see him really his IQ is really high because he's out against very good teams and he's finding these little spaces, finding pockets, and it's the right space, it's the right pocket, and he's just doing a really good job. Almost impossible to defend against for OKC tonight. It's a problem they need to solve in the second half.
Well, let's take a look at what is at stake here tonight for both of these clubs. With 7 matches remaining, including tonight for San Antonio FC, and only 6 remaining for OKC Energy FC, there is the table. SAFC trailing both Energy and New Mexico, who currently sit 9th and 10th respectively in those last 2 playoff spots on 37 points, while SAFC has 3 clubs ahead of them trying to get into that top 10, Energy being one of those, sitting at 34 points right now, 3 points awarded for a victory. So, I mean, it's a massive, massive swing in the table, one side or another, if one club can get out of here with 3 points.
Yeah, they are absolutely back in the mix if they get these 3 points tonight.
SAFC later on will see Fresno, and they will see LA Galaxy 2 amongst these final 7 matches of the season. And they do got a bit of a softer schedule, a lot of teams that are below the playoff line, including Tulsa, Colorado Springs, Las Vegas, and Portland that are also on their schedule too. That being said, 4 of their final 6 matches coming on the road. And we know the difference between SAFC's play at home compared to what it's been on the road. So, especially after the match in Tacoma, quality of competition, you could almost, I think, ignore that entirely.
Yeah, you can totally ignore that. It's tough to play on the road in this league, and San Antonio struggled on the road a little bit. But this is going to be good for their confidence if they can finish this game off tonight. They had a good result, you know, not a result, but a good performance against Phoenix in the desert, and then so far so good tonight.
Same lineup for SAFC. A different lineup for OKC Energy. They've already made 1 substitute in Cordell Cato, who has come on here in the 45th minute. I believe, I'm trying to take a look at who he replaced. I see Ross and Isley and Brown still out there here as San Antonio FC will play it across. Omar Gordon is out there too. Might have been Javon Watson, as I'm trying to catch up here on who's out there for Energy. So Cordell Cato, who makes his 25th appearance of the season in his first year with Energy, and veteran of 119 games in Major League Soccer, coming on for Steve Cook here to start the second half. And again, good job SAFC defensively has done tonight on Deshaun Brown, wearing number 9 for OKC Energy. He came into tonight 12 goals, amongst the most dynamic number 9 strikers in all of USL, and he's barely been heard from this evening. There's Gomez along the touchline. Kai Green. Pekka. Return to Green. Will weave his way through traffic. Pirano had his body out in front of the ball and will make the turn on Callum Ross. And a great find up ahead to Rafa Castillo, who turns, gives it a go, and it's blocked by Watson. Well, it's not Watson who came out. Looks like Watson's actually gone back and played on defense. I think it's Kyle Highland, defender, who came out. Yeah, as I take a look at Energy's lineup right now, I don't see Kyle Highland out that right fullback spot. So Javon Watson goes from the midfield back to playing as a fullback, and they bring in another attacking player in Cordell Cato here as Pirano gets into space. Sends it across the face, a goal there, and intercepted by Energy. A foul here on Omar Gordon. Set piece opportunity for San Antonio FC. Well, Brian Gomez coming over to San Antonio earlier on in the season, making his 22nd appearance tonight. 5 goals for the native of San Justo, Argentina. Along with Bradford James and Ever Guzman. One of 3 players with 5 goals on the season, tied for 3rd on the club behind Frank Lopez and Jack Barmby. Castillo over the ball. Service into the area, and it's redirected in! San Antonio FC up 3-0.
I think this is an own goal here, and I will say this really speaks to the delivery that Rafa puts in here. It's just a fantastic in-swinging ball.
Rafa Tiba Harris, as you see in slow motion, it's an own goal in the 49th minute. And San Antonio FC up 3-0.
But Dan, that's just such a difficult ball to manage right there. It's in-swinging in a really good spot. He almost has to try to put his head on it because there's an attacking player right on his back. Just unfortunate for the skipper and the center back. But he drives it home, and it's 3-0, exactly what San Antonio needed to do to come out here in the second half.
So SAFC once again another early goal in the first quarter hour here in the second half, as they continue to apply pressure on Energy and make it 3-0. Pirano weaves it right through to Brian Gomez, making the run up the right touchline. And the challenge on Gomez there is defended out. But again, Christian Pirano in the midfield making things happen and just making life miserable for the back line for Energy.
There's literally nothing they can do with him. You just can't get the ball off of his foot. He's slicing and dicing, and it's almost like the more he gets on the ball, the better he gets. He just keeps growing within the game.
Again, SAFC is doing it tonight without the services of the best playmaker, Jack Barmby. Although Pirano's certainly making a run at that title too. And Mo Hernandez as well. And the whistle and possession will go back to San Antonio. Coming into tonight, Christian Pirano, second on the club, 41 chances. Jack Barmby leading the club, and also sixth of the USL, 63 chances, but Pirano's got 2 more assists tonight. Not double the number of chances that he's set up in this game as well. And Energy has just been completely taken out of what they wanted to do because of SAFC's play in the midfield here tonight. Energy certainly not the, as we mentioned, the best of possession teams, not the best with the ball at their feet in terms of passing the ball, and SAFC's made them pay because of that. Gomez, Pirano. Oh, Pirano just shrugs off Ibiaga. Ibiaga comes back with some contact, and Pirano will end up getting called for the foul at the end. I think you reward the guy who makes it all happen.
I thought he was going to get the call there, but he did not.
Pecco with a dangerous ball back to Josh Yarrow, but Yarrow gets rid of it in a hurry. You look back now over SAFC's last 2 home matches, they have outscored the opposition 8-1. A stark contrast to their last 2 road matches where they've been outscored 6-1. Since that Jekyll and Hyde play that has kept them around the 500 mark for a majority of the season and right on the bubble of the top 10 in the Western Conference. But when they're playing at this level, they're almost unbeatable, Matt.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. You're sitting here looking at a team play like this that's sitting 13th in the league table, and you know last week you watch them give the top team in the USL a run for their money. So, you know, if they want to make the playoffs and they want to make a run, they just have to start putting it together night in and night out, because they really are talented and they really do have a special group with a few of those special players.
Callum Ross got fouled right there. There was no whistle from the referee as San Antonio works it away from the Oklahoma City attack. Cody Lorena comes up with it. Ross just went and picked up the ball, called his own number foul, and played on it, and the referee let him get away with it.
I think the ref's just getting tired of blowing the whistle. That last foul on Pirano outside the box, both of the players kind of stalled up too, thinking it was going to be a foul.
Well, if we get to a point in this game where players are calling their own fouls and picking up the ball, we might be in some trouble.
Sometimes that's the best way to let the guys play. They know what's a foul and what's not. Dan, OKC just can't get anything going tonight. So it's just been a really masterclass by this back line from San Antonio tonight. They've played so well together in the midfield. Look, Michael Lahoud's just buzzing around there, making things happen and breaking up plays more than you even notice. So Lahoud's having a great game.
Here's Callum Ross. He gets tripped up a little bit there from Frank Lopez. No whistle, just picked up the ball, yelled at the referee, called his own foul, and played on. Now Ross works it into space and is right in between his two targets, Isley and Deshaun Brown. That's the kind of night it's been for OKC Energy on the attack.
Yeah, they just had trouble getting things going and a lot of trouble, figuring out Pirano tonight.
Still 35 minutes left, but Energy hasn't, especially after that last goal, shown a lot of signs of resistance here. Jonathan Brown now will get forward. It's in the area. It's defended out by Yarrow.
Still don't want to see San Antonio get careless with the ball, though. And again, they give a ball away unnecessarily in their defensive half. They don't need to be giving that ball away. This is the time to possess it, move it forward, keep running this Oklahoma City, team into the ground. But instead, you're going to give balls away, and eventually that'll come back to haunt you. Got to be real careful with the ball.
Pekka. Oh, he had Frank Lopez making the run. And turns into a turnover for SAFC. Mikhail Williams. Deshaun Brown. Well played on the recovery by Kai Green to defend that out. It was the first time that Deshaun Brown had that split-second moment where he was about to break free.
Yeah, you saw that little burst of speed right there.
So this is the first quarter of the match here for Energy. Comes in the 57th minute with SAFC up 3 goals. Played to the near post and headed just wide. Coming across the face of goal there was Mikhail Williams. He got on the end of it and he just put it wide of the far post.
Good effort from him. C just makes that about 5-step run right to the near post, and the ball is in a good spot. He's going to wish he could put that one on frame.
So Energy showing some signs of life here for the last couple of minutes. And they've been on the wrong end here now of back-to-back blowout lines here, losing at home 3-1 to New Mexico last Saturday night. It's starting to fall apart at the seams a little bit here for Steve Cook's club. And they need to show something over these final 30-plus minutes as well. San Antonio will be awarded a OKC rather be awarded a free kick opportunity after the foul against SAFC.
This is the part of the season too, Dan, where you have a senior team, you have quite a few older players, and if you're not managing their minutes, their recovery, their periodization, it can really come back to haunt you at this time of the season when you see the sluggish nature of some of the players and some of the older players, they just have to be managed a little bit different. I'm not saying that's the problem, but it's definitely, it's definitely a problem coaches have to solve at this time of the season, is how do I keep these guys fresh? And you have to think that with 4 guys on the bench, maybe they've had some injury issues.
Brown gets that into the box. A little touch there by Isley, but it didn't go very far, and it ends up Cardone. Isley looked like he was in an offside position anyway, as the whistle blew before he got to the ball. But to your point, and we talked about this, I think it's an area of concern for perhaps both of these clubs right now, the depth here down to the end of the season. San Antonio FC trying to address some of that depth by signing Tony Taylor yesterday for the rest of the season. Taylor, 30-year-old who spent time in Major League Soccer and also in the USL. He's logged a lot of minutes in his career, but he's coming over from Hungary where he has not played a lot of minutes this season. He's probably the type of player that can give you maybe 15 minutes or so a night here at the end of the year, but again, just something to increase that depth of your club going forward. And well, just when you think you've seen it all here, Matt.
Yeah, I can't believe what I'm seeing now. It's like San Antonio's, supporting veterans off the field and playing our veterans on the field.
Ryan Rashandel, who had to be signed to a contract to be eligible to play in tonight's match, is going to come on for Rafa Castillo here in the 60th minute.
I got to call Darren on Monday morning, man. There's got to be a chance for me to get back on.
Castillo responsible for 2 of San Antonio's 3 goals tonight. Ryan Rashandel, his first appearance this season. Coming out of the press box, he would sit 2 windows over from us here.
Pretty sure I saw him down there last game with some chips and a sandwich.
Which makes you wonder what his nutrition's been like here over the last week. Knowing that he might, well, at least he was going to be in the 18, but I don't think he ever in his rightful mind thought he would get into a match here for 30 minutes.
No, it's nice for him, man. He has been such a big part of this club, and he still is, and just such an incredible, valuable person in this club, inside and out. Just a great human being, and you can tell again the crowd loves this guy, and the kids love him, and the staff loves him, and just an awesome dude.
That's accidentally played off the face of Mikel Williams there by Walter Restrepo. I guess the toughest job probably was for the equipment manager. Had to go find the 25 Rashandel jersey. Thought they put it away for good.
That's right.
Ryan Rashandel, who scored one of San Antonio's biggest goals 2 years ago. As you see Williams taking it off Walter Restrepo there, off the face. And that was against Portland Timbers too, at one of the most iconic moments in San Antonio FC history that eventually clinched a home playoff spot for SAFC in the 2017 USL Cup playoffs, but it was the reaction of his academy kids that he coaches day in and day out who were in attendance at the game that came down, and I remember it so vividly, from section 128 to greet Ryan there in the corner up to the side of the goal after he scored the goal that gave SAFC the lead and the eventual win.
Yeah, I heard Nick Evans on a podcast a couple weeks ago talking about, what was your favorite goal in SAFC history, and that's what he pointed out too.
Here's Pirano. Run off the ball there at the top of the box. And a penalty. Christian Ibiaga is infuriated.
He is really upset.
Let's see where they marked this.
Just outside.
Just outside, yeah. For a moment I thought referee was pointing to the spot, but this will be right outside the top of the box.
Not sure what Ibiaga is so upset about. He gets into him. Didn't like the call. On the replay, looked like a legitimate call, legitimate foul on top of the box.
So they'll mark the spot. And they'll mark the wall back here. This is just 1 yard outside the 18-yard box, so AFC with 4 huddled over the ball.
This is a tough ball to get over the wall. Usually if somebody does, they can't hit it too hard. Or San Antonio may look to move the ball, play it, set it, and hit it from a little bit different spot. I'm not sure what they're going to do. It's a big wall, tough to get the ball over that wall.
Yeah, it's a weird direct free kick. We almost would want almost an indirect free kick in this instance here, just to give yourself a little bit of spacing. We'll see. Perano and Restrepo. Perano right into that wall. Gomez. So OKC survives that. 65th minute, 3-0 San Antonio FC with the lead. Gordon. Deshaun Brown taking off the ball, and looks like he might have gotten clipped a little bit over the ankle. San Antonio comes away with it. Lopez, as Atiba Harris was stride for stride with him. Frank Lopez will be called for the foul here. And Lopez has got to be careful. Sitting on 3 yellows right now. He doesn't want to be put in a situation where he could be potentially facing a suspension. Final few weeks of the regular season. Gordon all down over there. By Energy's reactions tonight, they feel like they've gotten a raw deal in terms of the way this match has been called.
Yeah, I don't know. I think tempers are flaring. Nobody likes to lose like this, and it's not been a good performance from them tonight. So I think tempers are flaring a little bit. I think the referees called a great game tonight. Not a whole lot wrong with it.
So indirect free kick taken by Jonathan Brown as Energy tries to get on the scoreboard here midway through the second half. Brown clips it to the top of the 6, headed down. That's wide. Energy maintains possession. Omar Gordon. His back foot gets through. Frank Lopez inside the box. Gordon, and it's a goal for OKC, or is it not?
Offside.
It is not. Offside is Energy. Flag immediately up from the VAR assistant on Deshaun Brown.
Yeah, easy call there. It's a correct call. Couple guys in offside.
I was going to say about
position.
3 Energy players that were offside in that sequence.
They were all trailing the play there. Some free trailers.
Restrepo with interception on the ball from Williams. Perano leaves it to Pekka. Williams runs at Pekka. He ends up getting the worst of it as he goes down, directing the ball away to Jonathan Brown. Holding on to that right leg here as Callum Ross will clear it out. And the second time Mikael Williams has gone to ground in this match tonight.
Yeah, he's having a rough night. Restrepo got him in the knee right there, and then they got a ball tattooed on his cheek, and he keeps coming back though. Tough guy.
Tough kid. 29, 11th season. He's played in over 120 career matches. Native of Trinidad and Tobago.
Dan, I got some good friends in Denmark watching the game tonight. Got up earlier to watch it. Say hi to the Sharman twins and Brian Gellert and that crew out there. Thanks for watching.
And you got off a plane from Denmark just a mere 6 hours ago.
I did. I was up at 4 a.m. and flew all the way to Austin today and got off the plane and came right here for the game.
So, say tough guys on the field. We got a tough guy standing right next to me here in the broadcast booth. It's Pekka. SAFC trying to salt this one away, up 3 goals. Just over 20 minutes remaining in the match.
The big man spraying the ball around the park.
Roshandel gets behind that one. What a great find. Walter Restrepo, perfect reception. Frank Lopez, and ended up being a goal kick. Almost a hockey assist there for Ryan Roshandel on that delivery to Walter Restrepo.
What a ball. Darren's screaming for possession out there, and Ryan's like, nah, I don't want to run. I'm going to clip it over the back line. Great ball from the big man.
Restrepo, the defense collapses on him. Ryan Roshandel's had a long career in USL. Graduated from Clemson, native of Georgia, played in Austin with the old Aztecs back in the day. Derek Gebhardt will come on here for Christian Isley in the 71st minute. Roshandel, to your point, I mean, he's really Mr. Everything for this organization. We've featured that a few times. He's played, he's coached the academy, he's been up here with me in the broadcast several times back in the first and second year. And now he's a coach on Darren Powell's staff as he continues to work with the academy kids as well, too.
Yeah, he's been a big part of the academy and working with Nick Evans. You know, look, I've said it before, Nick Evans is, in my opinion, the best of the best. I think he's the best academy director in America. I love what he's doing. I get to look at some of his work behind the scenes. I don't think there's anybody better out there. And for Ryan to get to work under him for a few years is just a treat.
That academy had been recognized just last month as the best academy in all of USA soccer in the central part of the United States, and recognized along with Galaxy and NYCFC, their academies as well too. And you know, you're talking about 2 Major League Soccer franchises, and San Antonio FC operating as a USL franchise being recognized as the Academy of the Year.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt about it. We're lucky to have Nick Evans in this town. Like I said, he's bar none. I think he's the best in America. He's doing some high-level stuff. He's just fantastic at what he does, and San Antonio's absolutely lucky to have him.
Pekka gets caught by Deshaun Brown on the challenge here.
Yeah, that's a nasty tackle for right now. I don't like that tackle at all. He goes in hard. Tries to get a little bit more than the ball there, too.
Pirano kind of delayed his run a little bit, and then the ball kind of died as it was coming outside the box, and Lorendi came out and beat him to it at the last moment.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have stalled that run, he would have caught that.
I don't think he was expecting the ball to die. I don't think anybody was expecting the ball to die the way it did. Omar Gordon puts this one into space in the area. It goes off Cardone, off the attacker, and across the byline. And it's Ebia Khan, who's down on the field at the end of it, who is hurt.
Yeah, that's just a communication issue. Those two have to have better communication in those spots.
And Abby Khan is really in a lot of pain right now. And this is, we talk about depth, Matt, this is really where SAFC is lacking a lot of it on that back end. For one, they only play the 3 defenders, and all 3 of them have logged just about every minute this season. Khan is the only one of the 3 that has missed a match. But the other 2, Kai Green and Josh Yarrow, have played every minute this season.
Yeah, and they've grown so much together. You know, since we saw them earlier in this season, they were pretty green, a little bit raw, but boy, they have been playing really well together when they're on. That's a situation where, look, Akan's been very good in the air tonight. You know, Cardoni needs to make a decision a little bit earlier. Let him go head that ball out or get out there a little bit earlier and call him off. It's a little bit late call from the goalkeeper, I think. Just a little miscommunication, and luckily they're both okay.
So Khan will walk off under his own power, which is good to see. Darren Powell talking with a 4th official there. Tony Taylor, just signed yesterday, is going to come on here for San Antonio FC now in the 75th minute. He'll take out Frank Lopez. So Tony Taylor, who joins SAFC after spending part of the season in Hungary, spent time in Jacksonville and Ottawa in USL in 2017-2018. He's also logged over 700 minutes in New England and NYCFC, Major League Soccer. He's played all over the world. Now he makes his SAFC debut for Frank Lopez. Quarter hour remaining in this one. Another night, another goal for number 9.
Yeah, good performance from Frank tonight. Really like how he works on, you know, Dan, you see him scoring goals, but he just does so much work off the ball. He defends hard, he runs and challenges everything. Just really like the way he plays.
Pirano is the best signing that San Antonio FC has ever made. Frank Lopez might be their best midseason acquisition that they may ever made. This is going to be a foul and a penalty awarded to OKC Energy as Deshaun Brown was taken down in the area here by Michael LaHood.
Tough, you know, it's one of those penalties. It's hard for the referee not to call. But he turns and plays the ball off of his foot. LaHood comes in a little bit late, keeps his foot there. I can see where a referee makes that call.
So here's Brown looking for his 13th of the season off the penalty, and he does convert, and it's 3-1 as Deshaun Brown has his 13th goal of the season for OKC Energy. And this has been bubbling up a little bit in the second half, Matt, in terms of Energy's attack. They kind of ceded some resistance after the own goal by Atiba Harris, but the last 10-15 minutes, OKC's been the better of the two clubs.
Yeah, they scored. Don't forget, they scored another goal that was just, you know, offsides there. So they've been knocking on the door. And I'll tell you what, Dan, if San Antonio concedes another one, it's going to get real interesting. And it's not what you want to see here.
Omar Gordon gets served a caution in the 78th minute of the hard foul on Pirano in the middle of the field.
I think Pirano's calling for a sub. San Antonio's out of substitutions. So they, if he's genuinely hurt, they may have to play a man down here. He's you know, he's not a kid that's going to lay around if he's not really hurt, from what I've seen. Hopefully he's okay, can play through this. It's a bad foul. Looks to be okay. They're chit-chatting a little bit out there.
A giveaway there by Abiakan is energy on the counter. This is where they're dangerous. Deshaun Brown getting almost on the end of that one as he snuck around Kai Green. And energy now swarming a little bit here over the ball upfield. After that goal, feeling a little bit of life and really pressuring the ball right now. Restrepo opening it up a little bit here. Slips around Williams. First touch, Tony Taylor. Taylor! Oh! A good turn on the ball. Cody Lorendi makes. That's his first save of the night for Lorendi.
Here on the replay, good entry pass. Good job. Good first touches from Taylor there.
Taylor will get the end of a Pirano delivery. Taylor again denied by Lorendi.
Taylor's feeling it. He's got his glow boots on and hitting the ball clean.
Hasn't played a lot this year, but I feel like that's been the story of the night. You haven't played a lot this year. That just means you're well rested.
You're ready to go.
Another giveaway by energy, and there goes Taylor again on the run. This time Pirano ran into the wall that was Christian Ibiaga. And the foul by Pekka. There's Ibiaga. He'll get forward. Well, it's just Pirano just chasing him the whole time. Gordon. Jumps over that Pirano challenge. Gordon pushing his way in. And taken out by Pekka. And Pekka goes into the books here.
Dan, the game's getting chippy. It's getting a little bit more direct, and you have to think that that favors OKC a little bit more. San Antonio needs to calm this thing down, possess the ball cleanly out of the back, and start keeping it. Yeah, slide tackle comes in late there from Pekka. Gives OKC a good opportunity.
All right, to your point here, this is a great look from just outside the box. Two guys who are very good at taking it from here in Gordon and Jonathan Brown. Energy gets one here. We got 10 minutes left of a match. Buckle in. Brown off the woodwork. Ooh. What a take.
He got a hold of that ball.
Out of the back post, Cardoni. Cardoni didn't even flinch on that take by Brown.
Can't do anything with that. That was really well struck. See if we can get another shot at this. Yeah, he really rips this thing, and if that's in an inch lower, it's in the back of the net.
SAFC breathes a little sigh of relief. Still up 2. Restrepo.
San Antonio's just got to be really smart with the ball here, making sure they have good positioning behind the ball so Oklahoma can't counter on them. Just being smart about what they do and where they go with the ball.
And this is where SAFC has excelled all season. Playing with meaningful possession, stringing together quality passes. It's their bread and butter, and it needs to come through here.
Yeah, and this is what you want to see. Exactly what we were just talking about, Dan. And they're doing a good job with the ball now. They don't want to start trading punches with 10 minutes to go.
Over the top, Tony Taylor, Restrepo. Pirano trying to open up here. He's run off the ball by Ibiago, fell right on top of him and got a foul called, and then Cato got picked off by the center referee trying to go after the ball, allowed San Antonio to maintain possession. Williams throwing some contact there on Restrepo. It's gotten chippy. Yeah, you said chippy, but I mean it's gotten downright nasty out there at times. Body contact and bodies flying everywhere.
Referee's letting them play, and that's playing, definitely into OKC's hands right now.
Derek Gebhardt is fouled off the ball. Derek Gebhardt was acquired just last month from El Paso. It was their second ever signing for the El Paso Locomotives. Scored their first ever goal this season. Traded for Alexi Bossetti back in August. Energy with 5 minutes and whatever added time remaining, trying to make a valiant comeback. Ibiaga played along here by Williams. LaHood steps up to intercept. Restrepo back to Pekka. Gordon dispossesses him of the ball.
Tell you, I'd love to see Gordon's metrics tonight. He's put in a shift, man. He's done a lot of work.
San Antonio trying to see out this victory, which would be their 10th overall and 8th here at Toyota Field, and a very, very important 3 points. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule in just a moment for SAFC. It is daunting, to say the least. Rashandle concedes possession there. Gebhardt. Williams. Switch the play. Harris. Top of the 18-yard box. Cato went down. This comes out to Brown. First take blocked.
It's good. San Antonio's got good numbers behind the ball there. They stayed organized. Their blocks looked good. It's exactly what you want to see in the 88th minute of a match.
Here's what SAFC has upcoming after tonight. They'll get this week off. We'll go to LA. The game in LA coming up next Friday night, Galaxy 2. And then a midweek game in Tulsa on a Wednesday. And then come back home and play Saturday night against Fresno, second in the table right now in the Western Conference. 3 matches over a span of 9 days coming up for SAFC beginning next Friday night.
Yeah, that's brutal. Not sure why the league would do that at this point in the season. That's really tough. So you have less than a full week to go all the way out to LA, and then a midweek game following that. That's difficult. These points are huge for him tonight.
And then you think you're getting a reprieve by coming back home, but you're doing it on the end of 9 days playing.
And you could manage that with a full squad, but they have a depleted squad as well. So, guys are going to have to be real careful about getting yellow cards and, not having to sit out any games from here on. Just got to be really smart about it, manage. And that's going to be a big job for the staff this week and the next couple weeks, actually, just keeping these guys fresh and fit and ready to play.
Now this is textbook ball handling here for SAFC. It eventually results in a turnover, but they killed off about 45 seconds to a minute there with possession.
Yeah, it's been much better the last 5 minutes, Dan. They've taken the madness out of the game a little bit by possessing it. They've been smart with it. And, you know, should be able to kill off a game with, you know, you have to figure less than 5 minutes to go.
This result, pending others going on around the rest of the Western Conference tonight, would at minimum put SAFC ahead of OKC Energy in the table. But there's a lot going on. New Mexico playing tonight. There's a near giveaway, but because of a foul that's called on OKC Energy FC, a yellow card. As Khan is down once again. Atiba Harris served his 9th caution of the season.
I missed this. Let's see if we can get in a replay. Oh, yeah, that's nasty. Harris comes up on the back of his heel and stomps on him.
4 minutes at a time here as SAFC trying to see this victory through.
Just get numbers behind the ball, organize, don't foul, be smart about this. Should have 3 points.
And right now in the live table, SAFC would jump into 10th above OKC. New Mexico, El Paso, Portland matches all outstanding right now, and that could certainly flip where we end by the end of the weekend. Energy with a free kick here in stoppage time. Down 2 goals. Jonathan Brown, service into the box, headed out by Pekka. Cato tried to slide it over to the right. That was blocked. Pirano's down. Pirano and Cato go both down for the ball. And a foul on Cordell Cato.
That kid just works his tail off, man. To be doing that in the extra time, 90-plus minutes. He's battling for every single ball. I just love this kid, Dan.
Should El Paso win, should New Mexico earn a point tonight, San Antonio FC would be below the playoff line in 11th. Anything other than that, SAFC would see themselves in 10th when the night is said and done. So that's a look at where the possible range of outcomes sit at the end of the night. But, I mean, I don't want to say it's inconsequential, but everybody's separated by a point or two. So, I mean, this thing is about as fluid as you can expect right now here over the final 5 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, for sure. You just got to keep hoping that San Antonio will find a way into that 10th spot or maybe a little bit higher, because you can see every so often they have these just magical performances, and if they can, get a little run late in the season, they could really do some damage.
Taylor just over goal, his 3rd crack on frame here tonight since coming on in the 76th minute.
Yeah, he's looked good off the bench tonight.
And for Energy, this will knock them below the playoff line regardless of what else happens tonight. Deshaun Brown, what a volley there on the first time and just put it over goal.
Well, he got a hold of that ball with his left foot. It's a great effort. If he could have got it to dip a little bit more, he had Cardone frozen almost.
Whoa.
Yeah, he didn't miss by much.
That's
Great hit.
World class right there from Deshaun Brown. But in the end, it'll be too little too late tonight for OKC Energy FC as San Antonio FC is going to earn their first ever win over Oklahoma City here at Toyota Field. They came into tonight winless in 4 matches. Perano.
And outside of the penalty kick, it was a really good performance tonight. Really, really good performance, especially considering they're missing a few players. Congrats to Darren Powell, the staff, and the players and the fans tonight. What a treat.
3 well-earned points tonight for San Antonio FC as they dispose of Oklahoma City Energy FC tonight. 3-1 goals by Rafa Castillo and Frank Lopez in the first half sealed the deal. Atiba Harris with an own goal in the 46th minute. Deshaun Brown, the only goal tonight for Energy. Aaron Powell shares a word with his former player, Omar Gordon. SAFC is back above the playoff line. Results pending elsewhere here tonight at SAFC with a big victory here at home. Your club season continues next week on the road. They take on LA Galaxy 2 Friday, September 20th at 9 p.m. You can catch all the action on ESPN+. Now for Matt Barnes, our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanking you for joining us. Our final from Toyota Field, San Antonio FC 3, OKC Energy FC 1. This has been a presentation of the USL Championship and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.